Good evening, and welcome to the Nightly News. I am your host, Gwendolyn Skeen.
And I am Zachary Thornton, and we are seniors at East Valley High School.
Tonight, we have three amazing stories. Our first story happens to deal with a local church coming together to help a struggling business,
A teacher spotlight on the fabulous Mrs. Hennessy,
and an interview with Michaela Hayward, and she will be talking about the groundbreaking history happening at East Valley High School.
First up, we have Millwood Community Presbyterian Church heading up to Mount Spokane.
The members of the Millwood Community Presbyterian Church have been going to the Tomb Hill for many years now, but this year was especially important due to the hardships of COVID that has been brought on the company.
So Micah Sanders, the youth minister at the church, got together a team of youth leaders to plan a church-wide event that brought families together for a night of fun and entertainment at the Tubing Hill.
Over 40 of the church members showed up to give their support to their business.
The families had a wonderful time, and the business loved the support and are welcoming everyone out for next weekend. Next, we have Mrs. Hennessy to talk about her experience as being a teacher at East Valley High School.
Welcome, Mrs. Hennessy. It's so nice to see you. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thank you. It's nice to see you as well. I always enjoy seeing students outside of class. It's like a little bit different than what I usually get to do, so that's fun.
Would you want to explain what you do at East Valley?
Yeah, so I do a lot of stuff. It's sort of shifted over the time I've been there. I've worked at East Valley. This is my fourth year, which is fun. You were freshman, I think, the year that I started there. And I started just as an English teacher, and now I teach 3 classes of senior English. I teach 1 class of student activities. We call that SAC. It's also like a sort of a leadership class. Teaching East Valley Industries, which is a graphic design class, Photoshop, and other things like that. But that probably is only going to be this year. So a fair amount of things.
That is awesome. Sounds like a lot. So you mentioned that you taught the SAT class. Do you want to explain a little bit more about what that is or what you do with that for the school?
Sure. So SAC is our student activities, and it kind of works hand in hand with our ASB. Everyone knows ASB, the Associated Student Body, where you sort of have elected officials from the whole school and then from each class and then clubs. But what SAC does is it's sort of a backseat part of that, where our job is to help support activities in the school because it's about building sort of community around the school.
Awesome. So what is your favorite thing about being a teacher at East Valley?
Absolutely the people that I work with. And that is like on many levels. My department, the English department, are some of the best people that I've ever known. I have made very good friends. My absolute best friend works right down the hall from me. Ms. Ruiz as a Spanish teacher. One of the teacher who teaches across from me, Mr. Harlan, sang and played guitar while I walked down the aisle when I got married this month. We are like just very close as a group. We work really hard to just be involved in each other's lives to help each other out. The year before last, when we had a teacher retire, we all just like went and hung out and had a barbecue and like listened to them teachers playing guitar, and it was very strange and cool.
That sounds awesome. I mean, I'm sure you love your job. So how have you persevered through COVID and having to move to online school and having to change the whole way that you teach? How is that for you?
The end of last year was really hard. I have learned to be patient. I've learned to be flexible. I've tried really hard to give grace to just everyone, myself included, because it's hard for me to feel like I'm not the best teacher I can be all the time. And in this situation, I don't know if I always am. I just have to do the best I can every day. So I'm just going to keep doing that and hope that we get back to normal as soon as possible.
Well, as a student and a senior, I appreciate you and I appreciate all the other teachers being very accommodating and trying to make whatever of our senior year happen. It's truly appreciated.
We love everything that you have done for us, and we all just want to say thank you so much for being a great resource for any student who needs it and for everything that you do.
Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for telling us about what you do and how you've persevered through COVID. It's very, very nice to talk to you.
It's always nice to talk to you as well. I'm glad that I could have a chance to do that today.
Wow, you can really tell that Miss Hennessy loves her job.
And she's great at it too.
Following that story, we now have Michaela Hayward talking about making history at East Valley High School.
Hello, Michaela. Thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
I'm awesome, thank you.
So, can you tell us a little bit about what you're doing at our school and how you're going to do it?
Absolutely. I'm celebrating Black History Month at our school, and I've decided to celebrate Black History Month because I've noticed that at our school we have never really celebrated Black History Month before, and I thought it was about time to change that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, what does Black History Month mean to you?
Honestly, Black History Month is very important to me because I think it's important to celebrate the Black activists and political leaders that have made an impact on the Black community that we still experience today.
Yeah. So, what are you doing to participate?
Well, the student activities class is actually participating as well, and we've decided to post twice a month, twice a week on Instagram, little facts and tidbits about different activists and political leaders. And then at the end of the month, we're going to be doing a Kahoot with all those little facts. And if you win, you get a prize.
Awesome.
That sounds like a great time.
Yeah. So, thank you so much for everything that you're going to be doing for our school and for joining us today. And we're excited to see how it all turns out.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
Of course.
Thank you for joining us. Have a great night.
You too.
We can't wait to see what her work will lead to.
Thank you for joining us. This has been the Nightly News.
I'm Zach.
And I'm Gwendolyn.
Remember who you are and what you represent.
And have a good evening.